Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 2 minutes past the hour on this third day of June. And welcome to the Joe Dupree Morning Show, better known as JD Live. I am in the building, a combination of hashtag truth be told, Wellness Wednesday, community conversations, all rolled up into one. And it is Tell the Truth Tuesday. You can follow us on all social media platforms. We are at DJDMS, and this broadcast is being powered by DUBBY. It is the energy drink that keeps us podcasters going. Also, the Essence Music Festival of Culture coming to New Orleans next month. Be in the building for Essence. We will be in the building. When I say we, I ain't speaking French. I ain't saying we. I'm saying we, as in when I come on here, I'm not by myself, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody else I forgot to talk about. Another proud sponsor of this broadcast, the number one auto manufacturer that hires more American employees than anybody else. Better go get yourself one. I happen to drive one. It's called a Ford. Yeah, them folks. As I said, when I come on here, I'm not by myself. The early morning wake up crew is in the building getting you up, and I can't get you up unless I'm pimping some positivity. I got to get you up smiling. I got to get you up doing what you do, and I can't do it by myself. So when I say I'm not by myself, I ain't by myself. I got the CEO of Pimping Positivity herself in the building. Y'all put your hands together. Y'all give it up for Miss Alethea Crimmins. Alethea, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy
How you
Tuesday.
happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. This is Tell the Truth Tuesday. It's 4 minutes past the hour. I don't know about you, but I was struggling to get up this morning.
Listen,
Listen, listen.
struggling. I was like, oh my goodness, my alarm clock went off. I hit it a couple of times. I said, oh, let me get up and go to work.
Child, I was struggling. And listen, I got a lot to get done today. I've got a
Same.
class. I got a class I got to do at UL, and I got 3 days of class I got to do at UL. As the cat's out the bag, and some folks do know, I am striving to better myself, and I believe that some things you got to go out there and get it yourself. So I am striving to put a couple of initials in front of my name, and that comes with a cost. And it costs you got to be in class, you got to be in school. So God has been good to me, better to me than I've been to myself. But child, this morning I was like, can I just stay in just a little bit longer?
hmm I got
Just-
as once I finish this, I'm going to the gym, and I got three podcasts back to back to back. So,
That's right. Speaking of podcasts, I do have to tell everybody she's not only
ooh,
the CEO of Pimpin' Positivity, she is the producer, the host of In the Driver's Seat with Alethea Crimmins. I highly recommend you go check out that podcast. It's
passenger
everywhere.
seat,
It's
passenger seat.
passenger seat. See there? You see, I didn't wait. I told you I didn't really wake up this morning. I was like, good Lord. Good Lord, I didn't wake up this morning. Good morning, Jules Wall. Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and let folks know. Jules said good morning. Good morning. Good morning, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're in the building to give you 1 hour of power. If we gonna try to wake up, we're gonna try to wake y'all up and get y'all up and get you smiling, get you
Yes.
happy, and get you on your way. It's time to wake up. Wake up.
Whew.
Um, Alethea, I'm gonna start this Tell the Truth Tuesday with something last night that I need this truth to get out. I figured something out last night and it hurt me to my soul. I actually almost shed some tears last night. This is June, and yesterday, as we were doing our thing, you put out there, this month represents a lot of stuff. It represents Pride Month, it's Men's Health Month, Mental Health Month. There's different things that the month of June, and every month has a certain organization or a theme it represents. And and yesterday, though I didn't mention it yesterday because I wanted to get all the facts. I don't mind coming a little bit late. I try to get all the facts before I talk about a thing. Yesterday, tragically, I think it was either Sunday this happened. There was a terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado, where a person who he tried to make a homemade flamethrower, and he burnt a lot of folks because he was protesting for the Palestinian people, and he hurt a lot of people who were protesting for the Jewish folks. And I read a post last night from a person that I know, and then I read the comments on the post, and I realized something, Alethea, and this is my Tell the Truth Tuesday. We're so busy labeling ourselves that we forgot that bare, at the bare, at the bare, at the base level, all human beings. And I think some of us have forgot that before I was black, before I was a man, before I was American, I'm a human being. And as a human being, there's certain things you shouldn't want other human beings to go through. You know, I shouldn't want you, Alethea, because you're a woman, because you're black, because of the way you love, because of the way you worship. I should never want harm to come to you. But somehow or another, we have become desensitized to that. Because we'll sit there and say, oh, that, yeah, they had that coming. Nobody has harm or death coming. It may come for them, but you shouldn't be sitting there cheering it on. Where is our humanality and us being human beings? I want to see. I posted that late last night, and I always make my post that they post later. You know, people see inspirational posts on my page and they go, boy, you be on it, not knowing I post that maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and I just schedule it to post. But it was so funny that I wasn't even thinking about this, because my post today is, I'm cheering everybody on. Life is hard. I want us all to win. What happened to us just being human beings? Alethea, the floor is yours. I just wanted to say that.
Because tragedy and violence is just another post. It's just another meme. And it's like we stop feeling the weight of the real human suffering, because it's just another headline. That's all that is. It's just like social media has got us there. Yeah. Like we are turning people's real pain into viral content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll post a fight. We'll now you and I come on here and talk something positive. It might get liked and shared. And once again, I'm gonna make it crystal clear to some folks. I ain't here for click, like, and share. I am really here on assignment. So and but you're right. Folks will post a fight. They'll post a tragedy. They'll post stuff for click, like, and share. And you're right. We'll share it. We'll share the fight. We'll share the argument. We'll share all the bad news. We'll share all the bad news. And then we'll ask ourselves, why are we feeling down and out, depressed? Why are we feeling? You are what you eat. I can't sit here. You said it best. After this morning motivation, you're going to the gym. I can't sit here and eat, and not do nothing, not move around, and expect to have a physique. And some folk can do that. Now, some folk, 1 out of a million folks, they have that metabolism. They can eat everything. They look good. It's just in their genes. But most of us, you are what you eat. If you eat a bunch of junk, you're going to be a bunch of junk, because you can't expect to be good and healthy and eat junk. And really, you got to think about that from a social and a mental point of view. You can't be here always consuming on social media junk and then expect your mental well-being or your social well-being not to be indicative of what you are literally ingesting through your eye gates, through your ear gates. You can't.
Like it has come to the point now that we used to watch things and it'll kind of make us flinch or make us do, ooh, like we don't even do that anymore. Like stuff like that doesn't even bother us, because it's like we have become numb to what's real because
Right.
we've been glamorized by what's fake.
Right. Right. You know,
So it's like we don't even care that people are getting hurt. Like it's we would rather drag people than help people.
you know, 2 days ago, I posted this on my social media. I said, don't let the internet rush you. Nobody is posting their failures. Don't let these folks you follow,
Hmm.
don't let these folks you follow convince you that you ain't where you need to be or that you're behind the eight ball or you're moving too slow or listen, don't let these folks fool you because here's what they're not posting. They're not posting those times that they didn't make it. They're not posting the times that they're not posting their bank accounts when they're broke. They're not posting the time they filed for bankruptcy. You know, and I had to in this tragic post that I read yesterday that I wound up commenting on, and I might get a little backlash because I commented on it. I realized that we have lost a lot of our just understanding that as a human being, there's some things that has nothing to do with me being Democrat or Republican, has nothing to do with me being black or white, has nothing to do with me being Jew or Muslim. It has to do with I am flesh and bone like everyone else. I am flesh and bone like everyone else. I cut myself, I bleed. I don't bleed a
But
different color blood.
people don't care. Like it has gotten to the point where if I am different than you and you are different than me, then I no longer care about you or your life or what happens to you. And it's like when did we get to that point that we don't care if people get hurt? We don't care if people die. Like we don't care if people lose their life. In fact, we cheer it on like
Right,
good, good.
right. Oh, that's good.
That's what should have happened. What?
You know, it's 14 minutes past the hour. Welcome to another episode of hashtag Truth Be Told, Wellness Wednesday, community conversations, all wrapped into one. It's JD Live, the Joe Dupree Morning Show, kind of in a video form for 1 hour of power. I'm so blessed to have my good friend Alethea Crimmins in the building, motivational speaker, CEO of Pimpin' Positivity, and in the passenger seat with Alethea Crimmins. You know, and Alethea and I are going to be at the Essence Music Festival of Culture together with Ignatius Carmouche. So we're going to be all there doing what we do. And I woke up this morning and good morning, Marcus Allen. And I asked myself, have we lost our humanity on this Tell the Truth Tuesday? Because I see people going at it. Everybody's got an opinion. I have my own opinion and I put it out there clearly. It's my opinion. My opinion might not be your opinion, your truth, or your fact, but it is my opinion from my life experiences. And I respect other folks' opinion, even if their opinion or what they say or do doesn't line up with me. Understand, I don't know what you went through to get to where you're at on that. And let's be all honest, Alethea. Let me raise my hand first. I have a lot of folks I need to apologize to that I haven't apologized to. There's a lot of wrong I've done in my life that I'll be very honest with you. Probably the only people who know about it is myself and the Lord and the individual that I did wrong. Who, when you run into folks and they tell you they don't like me, they may have a reason not to like me. Understand, none of us in here are blameless or shameless. You know, none of us are white like a lamb. Don't like I said it yesterday. The only perfect person I know is Jesus. But why are so many of us just caught up into this mantra of I've got to spew hate, I got to spew vile words of craziness out my mouth? It kills me. Some folks who mask themselves as community leaders, community advocates. I'll be the first person to talk bad about everybody. Why are you telling me to uplift this community and make it better? Because all this negative talk about they're not doing this, they're not doing that, they're misappropriating this, they're doing, and all that may be true, but what are you doing to change the narrative to bring us out of this muckery mire of mess into a place where this place can be a grand utopia that everybody can look at and be happy about? Sometimes I ask myself, are we so busy being critics and talkers that we have forgot how to be doers?
Yes, we have, because it's more popular to follow the norm than to stand alone in what you know is right. It's more popular. It's no longer what we do, like impact over popularity. Now it's like popularity over everything. I want to be seen. Like there was this one article, and it was a picture of a transgender woman who was violently murdered. The comment section, it was so much emotion for me, between anger, fear, sadness. Like one person said, "Oh, that's what one less perv that like we got to worry about. That's one less person that what where why." Just because that person is different from you, just because that person lives differently from you, does not mean that that person deserves to be killed.
Right. That hold it. Alethea, that's what I woke up with my mind on. Hold on. I don't have enough information. I don't. I realized something. And I had a person call me yesterday and said, "Man, I watched the first one. Boy, y'all really going?" Yeah, yes, because I'm on assignment. But here, I'm not going to get on here and try to act like I know about something that I don't know about. I honestly don't have enough information that I know. Not information that I've received from the news, not information I've received from studying or researching. I I'm not Palestinian and I'm not Israeli. I'm not Palestinian and I'm not an Israeli. And what's going on there at Gaza on both sides to me is tragic and wrong. Period. Because human beings are dying. Human beings are dying. Humans, people who have flesh and blood in their body like I do, are dying. And I don't have enough information to sit on here and say, I don't need the Palestinians killing the Israelis. I don't need the Israelis killing the Palestinians. At the end of the day, I asked myself, as I read some of the comments, and those who know me will probably later on today see some things from the comment I made on the post. I asked myself, if this had been in Houston, Texas, where my daughter and my grandson lives, and they had been in the park while there was a peaceful protest going on, and some crazy madman comes out with a homemade flamethrower and actually burns my grandson or burns my daughter, how would I feel right now?
But Joe,
Yeah,
that happens, and it is probably going to happen this month because of what this month represents. It's probably going to happen
there's going to be violence against
in,
folks. Right.
in our own backyard, just because of what this month represents. And I love what Marcus said. He said the only difference is we can now personally control what we see, and even create content that will disseminate, that can sometimes go worldwide.
That's true. That's true.
We can control it.
This thing here is powerful. This thing here now has opened up people's eyes, because when folks said, "Nah, y'all, that police brutality thing ain't really happening." This here in people's hands, recording, made folks look and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's not right." we got to 22 minutes past the hour, and at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be talking sports. And I really don't want to start this Tell the Truth Tuesday with the but man, when are we need to get more human, folks. And we're only on here for an hour, but in order for us to have a smile on our face, and in order for us to be better us, we've got to accept the bad and the ugly sometime. Because here's the problem. You can't smile if you're walking around with a lot of bad and ugly in you, and you ain't came to the realization the problem is me. The problem ain't everybody else. It's me. I got bad and ugly in me. I need to get out of me. And maybe that's what this whole purpose is as we get toward the bottom of the hour, 22 minutes after. It might be that today somebody needs to wake up and say, instead of me looking at everything that's wrong with everybody else, let me
Maybe I
look
need to turn that
maybe,
back around.
maybe I need to look myself in the mirror and say, maybe I'm not kind. Maybe there's times I need to say good morning instead of expecting folks to say good morning to me. Some folks really, I have noticed there are some folks, they won't speak to you unless you speak to them first. Maybe today is the day that they say, folks might be taking that as ugly. And I need to speak first. Sometimes, listen, I'm going to say this again, and please, I'm raising my hand for me. I look back over my life and I have made a plethora of mistakes. There are people out there that really have 100% right not to like me or to say bad things about me, because at that time of my life, I was lost, confused, probably did some things, lied about some stuff, did some stuff that I shouldn't have did, and maybe loved some people or gave my body to some people I should have not gave my body to.
Hmm.
I'm just being straight up. Straight up. There's some people I laid with, I should have never laid with them. And maybe they had feelings and I didn't. And maybe I wasn't being truthful and honest at that time. And maybe they feel a certain way about me because of that. And they have all the right to be. I'm not in one shape, form, or fashion saying they're not. However, when an illegal alien, and let's call it what it is, this man who was illegally in this country caused bodily harm to other folks, I don't care if he was a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. When one human being goes and hurts a bunch of other human beings because of who they are, their color, their creed, their religion, their belief, that's not right. And it's not a time to talk about where he came from and all that. That's not right. It's time then that we get to a place where we say right is right and right
And
don't
wrong
wrong
is
nobody, no matter
listen.
who it is. It is 25 minutes past the hour. In 5 minutes, we're gonna be the Fritz talk. The Fritz talk, the Fritz take, all that good stuff. I got to find out how they came up with this word. Because I'm
Which
like, hold it, before we go there, I got to find out because, I lived in Germany and I have a son that's partial German. And Fritz is a common name in Germany, but we'll get to that later. Go ahead, Alethea. Say what you were going to say.
see, I feel like if you come from the South, like I have found an appreciation from living in the South, being raised in the South, because we are a different breed than anybody else. Because I have traveled all over, and like when I go to places like New York, LA, and it's common for me to walk down for me to open my door and see somebody walking and say, "Hey, good morning."
Oh yeah, they don't do that everywhere. They
But
only do it in the South.
they don't do that.
they,
They
they
like
don't.
they will look at you like you done lost your rabbit ass mind. Like, why are you speaking to me?
I'm gonna make you laugh, Alethea. When I was younger in college, I went to college on the East Coast in Maryland. And I remember my college roommate, Terrence Johnson, said to me one time when we were walking to class, man, you got to stop looking everybody in the eye and speaking to them. He said, that's why we call you Bama. And I used to get so mad because I'm like, man, I ain't from Alabama. I'm from Tennessee. But I didn't know that Bama meant to them country. So they'd be like, here come Bama. I'd be like, hey, how y'all doing? They just didn't do it like that. That's just not how they rock with it. And he would tell me, Bama, you're gonna get us hurt, bruh. Because he was from New Jersey. And I'll never forget, he was from Patterson, New Jersey. And he used to say, hey man, Bama, you got to calm that down, bruh. Everybody around here, we don't speak to everybody like that. Speaking to everybody like that, it's 27 minutes after the hour. I already said, hold it. So since I kind of didn't say, but did say Pacers in 5, I'm gonna say, I'm not saying that for the championship. Because I've looked at the Pacers on paper and I've looked at the Thunder on paper. So now I'm gonna change my tune. 5. But with that being said, from the Fritz take, it is my man Elijah Nixon, and we're gonna bring Elijah in the building. Elijah, what's going on, my brother? What is happening?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I was listening to you a little bit. Being from the north, we do we don't say good morning. We're not holding the door open for people.
That's horrible.
We don't do that. I mean, how I look at it is, we are like on a time basis, and we're like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I get it as disrespect because you guys were raised like that. We weren't raised like that. Just give us some grace. Give us a little grace. Give us a little grace.
Hey,
give us a little grace.
Hey, Elijah, you got it, because once again, we look the same. And guess what? At first sight, you would say, well, Joe, Alethea, and Elijah, they are melanated folks. Ain't they the same? No, we come from totally different background and totally different ways that we have been raised. So with that being said, Elijah, what's going on in sports, man? Talk to me.
Oh man, so this one I got some touchy topics for you guys this morning. Well, especially for you. Listen, Alethea, we're gonna have you be looking more than just pretty on this one. And then Joe, I know this one is gonna be crazy, Joe. So the NCAA football game is coming out for the second straight year after 10-year hiatus. They came out with 2024. 2025. Now they're coming with 2026. This one will only feature D1 programs, but without the HBCUs for the second year in a row, Joe. Listen, Alethea, how do you guys feel about them leaving out HBCUs for the second year in a row? And when do you feel like they'll get it right to put things in, especially with historic Black colleges?
Well, this is funny. Alethea, hold tight. I got to jump in here because what Elijah don't know is I have a little inside information. What a lot of folks don't know is on some of these video games, I am a voice on some of these video games, and I did work for EA Sports. And I have already voiced my opinion. Let me say this, Elijah, without going anywhere that I can't go, because contractually I can't go there.
Okay.
Let's just say that there is a plan in works, and I see the plan. And just because you may not see certain schools in certain games doesn't mean those schools won't be in a game. They may, I don't know, they may come out with their own solo game. Because as you know, there was a Black college game that was out there that was dedicated just to the HBCUs. That was back when I think it was the Xbox 360 was in full effect. But there was a college football game that was dedicated just to Black schools. That may come back again, and it may come back again under EA Sports. I don't know.
Okay.
What I got to say, Elijah.
Well, personally, how I feel, I think I do want them inside the games because these are Division I athletes, and these are athletes in general. But I also think that, I came from an HBCU myself in Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. Those guys work just as hard. Yeah.
But Benedict.
But they didn't. But they don't get the recognition that everybody else do, which, for granted, they don't get a lot of televised games and things of that nature when it comes to, the CBSs, the NBCs, the Foxes. But at the same time, they do deserve the recognition because it's not like these guys aren't going to the league. And not just talking about Benedict, I'm talking about HBCUs in general. It's not like these guys are not going to the league. These guys don't have successful careers because they do come from HBCUs and they have these type of careers out there in the pro league. So I think that this is they need to fix that pretty fast. But if they are coming out with a game by themselves, Joe, hey, I'm with it too. But I really would love to see them in the NCAA because HBCU has a lot of tradition. And for Shedeur and those guys to see it before they transfer to Colorado, I think they enjoyed it. and I think the video game should enjoy it and have some more exposure to those college and universities.
Hey, I completely, and look, and Alethea can get into this because Alethea is a mother. Alethea also has a grandchild who may one day aspire to be a professional player. And anytime Black and brown folks are excluded out on any level where our greatness exudes, that bothers me. Because let's just call it. If you right now took all the Black and brown people out of football, what you got?
There would be no football. Like
What you got?
Representation matters. At the end of the day, it matters. And I want my grandchild to see a school that he may go to. Like just because I go to Southern does not mean that that's any less of a school than LSU. It's not any less of a school.
And folks need to get that. My man is Benedict College. I do a lot of work for Southern University, but I am a Grambling man. HBCUs are like any other institution. And actually, I tell people this, the blacker the college, the sweeter the knowledge. Because I can compare my days at Grambling to my days at Maryland. And I can tell you, it was, I never had one time a professor knock at my door, my actual door, when I was at Maryland and said, hey, bro, we ain't seen you in class. What's going on? That happened at Grambling State. Hey, bro, what's happening with you? At Grambling State, I got talked to. I drove out and had to walk back to campus because a person told me, man, you got to get your mind right. There is a different level of love amongst us. Elijah knows that, being from Benedict. You know, I am amazed as us melanated people. I'll say that. On one level, we can hate like no other, and we can talk about each other like no other, and we can be as petty like no other. But there are times that we show so much love for one another that I really see the hope of us being what I think our ancestors wanted to see us, the greatness of us. You know, there's times that we, like right now, bringing up this subject. Yes, hold on. Do I even have it? Well, I had it. I don't know. I got to find it. Yes, you know, there needs to be Black colleges in NCAA football. It even needs to be on the video game, because it needs to be through NCAA and their licensing. These other schools need to be represented. You know, like you said, you know, let's just be honest. Let's say that Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders never went to Colorado, you know, and that's in a fictional world like Marvel, the Marvel if. You know, let's just say that if did happen, still doesn't take away from their greatness. Now, chances are better than good that had Travis Hunter never went to Colorado, he would have never won the Heisman Trophy. Let's just be real about that. And the reason for that has to do with something that's even deeper. It's why do we not pay attention to people who are great because they're at a school that's a D2 or HBCU or not a D1 school? Because it doesn't change their greatness. The same Travis Hunter that was at Jackson State was the same Travis Hunter that was at Colorado.
But
the only thing that changed was the school.
But it forces accountability in spaces that were built on exclusion. Like it forces them to be accountable. Like it scares the system. It scares these systems that were never designed for us to win. It was these systems were never designed for us to win, and now it's like, oh well we gotta. But when they don't put us out there to show our greatness, we need to hold them accountable for that, because we are just as great as anybody else. Y'all just don't want us to be. They just don't want us to be.
And then before I change the subject, I do want to say that I really want to see games like Southern versus Grambling State, because I think that's a lot of tradition in that game. to be in a video game as well, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
things
the
that they
Bayou
can.
Classic. The Bayou
Yep, the
Classic
Bayou
needs to
Classic.
be in a video game. Yes,
They
sir.
need to put stuff in there because of the different dances, the atmosphere, how it is. Because when we talk about college football, of course we look at the score and stuff, but we also talk about tradition. That's what makes everything great in college: the tradition, the rivalries, and things of that nature. So they definitely need to put some stuff in there. If they want to ease it in, start with the Bayou Classic and put some other stuff around it as well. Now, going into the professional world, we got the Lion. The Lions had another. There was another early retirement. His name was Raganu. He was a center for the Lions, and he definitely retired only because he has health issues. Now, we've seen this a lot in the NFL lately. People are retiring because of head trauma or some type of injuries because they want to be healthy, to be with their
Later in
families.
life, a quality of life.
Quality of life. Now, now for my question for you guys, do you think that we will see more of this? Because he was only 29 years old, I want to say. Do you think we'll see more early retirements in the NFL?
Yeah, because listen,
There,
the boys get hit. I don't know if you've ever been hit like that before, but them boys get hit. I mean, they really get hit. I'm gonna make you laugh, Elijah. One of the funniest things that I ever did was when I first started working in the sports radio. This was after Katrina. This was my first All-Star game down in New Orleans, and this is when Chris Paul played for the Hornets. Then they weren't at the Pelicans; they were the Hornets. And I told Chris, I said, "You ain't as fast as you look," because Chris was about my height, and I was like, "Chris, you ain't as fast." And Chris Paul got the ball and went. And I was just standing there like, that boy fast. Until you stand beside one of them big dudes, or you really dare and see a hit, them boys hitting. And I'm telling you, and Marcus put in there, yes, it was Nergy's Entertainment. It was BCFX. The concept for the video game, to go back to it, was a great concept. It was a horrible video game. It was just done by the wrong. And Miss Beauchamp, I'm very good friends with Miss Beauchamp. I worked on that game. My voice is all over that game. But it was the engine. They should have put it on the 989 platform from NCAA Game Breaker. Instead, they put it on the Unreal platform. They put it on a first shooter platform instead of a gaming platform. That's neither here nor there. That's game talk for other time. But back to where you were at. Them cats are getting hit. And not only are they having head trauma, I'm pretty sure their joints, their bones. Man, I just came from an Achilles. My Achilles ruptured in February from me doing some exuberant training. Bruh, everybody ain't built for that. Your body ain't built for that. I'm still recovering from Achilles surgery. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people retiring, not because of head trauma, because their bones, joints, and muscles can't handle it.
they're like bodies go like I don't know about sports, but sometimes I'll watch it and I'll see these people get hit, and I'm like, damn, like how are you able to just get back up after being hit like that? Like their bodies go through a lot, minus the like training, minus all this other stuff that they have to do to prepare for the game. Like we only see what they do for the game. Like we don't see everything that happens outside of it. So their bodies go through a hell of a lot. So yeah, I can see a lot of people retiring at 29, 30, 35. Like they don't even have to hit the like 40 plus mark because their bodies are going to wear out.
Look, Elijah, I know y'all talking about it on the Fritz Take. Y'all subscribe to the Fritz Take. It's on YouTube. But, bruh, there's going to be a lot of people retiring because, bruh, your body just can't handle them hits.
It can't.
Okay. And
I mean,
I see that now. Now the thing I see now when people are starting to do this, because a contract when you first walk into the league is 4 years. So now I think they're going to have to start doing 2 to 3 year contracts because when you're retiring at this age, don't get me wrong, it's great. because you want to be home with your family. You made probably enough money to change lives in your family, to start some generational wealth. So again, at the same time, I see that, and I hope that more players, if they feel like, you know, they can't go anymore, I think they should hit that retirement button. Don't force your body to do something that you shouldn't do, because it caused mental trauma, and we've seen players that committed suicide because of the mental trauma. So we want more of these guys to feel more human-like and say, look, I can't do this no more, and just walk away from the game. I don't care what a fan say. A fan could be upset, can be angry, don't want to burn a jersey. There's nothing more important than somebody else's health, and especially their time with their loved ones.
And
That's my man.
let me
Go
just
ahead, sis.
why you said that just made me think of something. Y'all, please, 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 please stop making black males believe that sports is all you got. Stop making them believe that that is the only way that you are going to make it in life, because that is what is in their head. And so when they feel like they don't make it, they feel like they have failed. They feel like they have let everybody down. Stop putting that weight on these boys' shoulders, and let them know, yes, you are good at football, but you can also be good at this. So that can take some of the mental trauma out of it, if they feel like this is not all I have. If all their eggs are in that one basket, because their family, their friends, their whatever made them feel as if this is all you got, and it's not. Like, black boys, you can do more than sports.
That part. Well, Elijah, we appreciate you. And once again, I gotta let everybody know you can catch my man Elijah on the Fritz Tape.
Yes.
It's on YouTube. He doing his thing. He'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk more sports, because I'm gonna say it. Thunder and fire.
All right.
Y'all be good, man. Listen, you saw her. I gotta say it. You know her. Let me bring her up. Solo Bolo. There she is. She rolling. It is the life strategist, art therapist, the speaking to Arthur herself. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Our girl Jackson's in the building. What's up, Jackie Jax?
What up? What up? What up, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
Hey,
Hey, girl. Amazing. I love the conversation, y'all.
Hey, we're gonna make it do what you do.
it's so
you
good
know.
to see you.
Yes. I'm rolling bright and early. You know what? Alethea, thank you so much for saying that, and a shout out to all of our families that have their young boys and young girls in sports. But yes, that's where a lot of that stress, the suicidal
Yes.
ideation comes from, because they feel that they have to carry their hood, right?
Yes.
They feel they
Yes.
have to carry their home. And when they realize, oh no, I was that kid and I can't carry my home or my hood because I got injured or I got sick or I was having mental health challenges, they feel like, you know what, I can't live no more because I feel like I can't face anybody. You know,
Yes.
so we definitely have to take that off of them. And like you said, we have to make sure, you know what, you're great at football or basketball or soccer, but you're also great at solving problems. You'll be a great
Yes.
scientist, a great realtor, a great plumber, a great electrician. Be great at whatever a great Walmart check, whatever it is. Be great at it. Be great at it and have joy in it. Yeah.
That
So
part.
thank you so much.
Because listen, you can start off pushing carts at Walmart and end up being general manager. So
Absolutely.
So don't sleep on that. Do
Yep.
not sleep on that.
That's right.
Martin Luther King said, whatever you do, what you can be a street sweeper. Be the best street sweeper there was.
That part.
That's
And
right.
do
That's right.
not
Look, let me tell
despise-
y'all. Go ahead, Joe.
Do not despise small beginnings. I say that again in more than one way. Do not despise small beginnings. Go ahead,
That's
Jack.
right. No, I was going to say, my cousin Derek, he started out as a kid. He always laughed and would tell me, Jackie, I've had one job my whole life. And he worked in produce at ShopRite, or like up here also it's called Wakefern, right? The larger corporation. And he worked there as a teenager in high school. Derek was only maybe around 65 years old, but he passed away of cancer about a year or two ago. but he worked his way up from a little boy working in produce to the vice president of the company. So
Mm,
anything is possible when you put in that work. He
mm,
had a home in Martha's Vineyard, homes everywhere, five gorgeous kids, beautiful wife, beautiful
There you
homes
go.
with pools and everything. And he
There you
started out
go.
just
mm,
as a little boy from here, stocking
There you
mm,
shelves
go.
and
mm.
produce, all the way to the vice president. So anything is possible,
Once
Yes,
for
again,
sure.
ma'am.
do not despise small beginnings. It is 13 minutes to the top of the hour. And Jax, we started off the conversation on this Tell the Truth Tuesday on really just letting folks know that we got to be more human. Sadly, we heard about what happened in Boulder, Colorado with this
Yeah.
guy with the homemade flamethrower just torching the people at the peaceful protest. And I don't care what side it's on. I
Hmm.
don't care if it's a black or white, a Republican or a Democrat. Nobody should be so angry about a situation that they choose to go the way of putting bodily
Wait,
harm.
I gotta show y'all this. You see this lady carrying a pit bull down the street? Look, we'll go back to that later. But go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay. Uh,
This is why we don't be
yeah.
happy in the morning, y'all. But we get back to that.
Hey,
Most
hey,
respect due to what you're saying, Joe.
yeah. I'm glad you. Hey, listen, we done had earthquakes happen on this show. We done had all kind of stuff. So trust me, where anything can happen at any given moment. Um, I just want folks to understand that you can't justify violence to me in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't care which side it come from. If it's black folks having violence against white folks, I'm not for it. If it's white folks with violence against black folks, I'm not for violence
Mhm.
anyway. If men against women, women against women, men against men, violence, there's no justification for violence. You should never be so angry that the
Yeah.
only route out of your anger is for you to put bodily harm or death on
Yeah.
somebody else because of how they look, because of the color of their skin, because of them
Mhm.
identifying one way or the another, because of who they love, because of how they worship.
Yeah.
We're all human beings.
Hmm.
Somewhere I think we have so many labels, we forgot that at our foundation, we're all human beings. Before I was a man, I was a human being. Before I was black, I was a human being. Before I was Christian or Muslim, I was a human being. And we just need to get to a bare place where we understand that as a human being, you should say there's certain things I wouldn't want done to me, and I ain't gonna do it to other folk.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about, Jax.
Let me
No. No.
let me just
Yep.
Marcus made a wonderful point. He said we have only been trained to be the product of sports versus the producer and manager of sports.
This is
That's
true.
right.
This is true. This is true. We've all been conditioned in some shape, form, or fashion to be employ employees, not owners. Watch this. Not owners or the employer or the person who
Yes.
we've been conditioned to work for, not to have folks work for us. We have
Yeah.
been conditioned to be a part of the system instead of us making our own system that people decide to be a part of.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you know what? When we take it a step further, look how the whole system works in terms of we were built to entertain in their
Yeah.
eyes, right? When you think about the combine and all of that type of stuff, you see those brothers stretching their arms out just like on the slavery auction block. They're stretching their arms out.
Mhm.
They're seeing how long their wingspan is, how long their legs
Mm,
are, how fast they can
mm,
run, how fast they can move. And then when you look at when these kids are getting drafted, how many people look like us are in that room making those phone calls, settling those numbers, squaring up the deal. But look how many of us are actually on the field, right? So
Yes.
right,
we're disposable to
right.
them. It's just like, the Willie Lynch letter, it's all about good economics. So in their
Right.
eyes, that we're good for good economics. In the moment we're injured, we're discarded. These guys sometimes end up with no health care, no type of
Quickly.
benefits, nothing. They are treated like crap.
Mm, mm, mm.
You are so
So we
right.
got to look
My
at the bigger
God.
picture. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
absolutely. Absolutely.
as Jax would say, picture me rolling. It is 9 minutes to the top of the hour. We're only here for 1 hour every day, Monday through Friday. We start off at 6 a.m. Central Time, which is 7 a.m. Eastern Time, which there are folks still waking up on the West Coast. But no matter where you're at in the world, we're in here for 1 power hour of positivity, uplifting, and just to make you know that guess what? Today can be your day. All you got to do is say to yourself, I can make it happen today and begin to move forward in the things that you have spoken, put into the atmosphere. So, with that being said, I'm going to start with my person that's in the car first because I don't want her nothing but safe and sound on the road. Jax, give me some closing words because we're going to get ready to get up out of here. So, talk to
Look,
me. Talk to
my
me.
mother, my mother-in-law said, "Me too, me too." We rolling today. Yes. You know what? In closing, I just want to say, everybody in Jersey, New York, up north, East Coast, whatever, we ain't mad, we ain't angry. We just got somewhere to go and stuff to do. Y'all saw the lady just walking down the street holding a big ass pit bull. That's just how we do. So we got places to go, people to see. So we ain't got time to be all with all these pleasantries sometimes. But yeah, we do need to have better manners. But I love you guys. If nobody told you today they love you, y'all know who loves you. Who loves you, y'all? Your girl Jax and the whole crew over here. Hashtag truth be told. Everybody be safe, be blessed, and have a phenomenal day. Peace out. See y'all soon.
That's what I'm talking about. Alethea, my girl Jax, boy. We're gonna let Jax keep it moving. She got to get where she going. Like they say, them East Coast, them North, and them Westerners, they got places to go, people to see, and they ain't got time for all the pleasantries. So, Alethea, give me some closing words as we get ready to get up out of here.
The word of the day is more. You deserve more. You need to want more. So go out and get more. They can't see greatness in you if you don't see greatness in yourself. So go out there and be great in your own face and then be extraordinary in theirs. And as always, you have a good day on purpose. You're welcome.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. I got love for Elijah. I got love for Alethea. I got love for Jax. We're gonna be having Sean P. He gonna be jumping in here. Chris Moran. We're gonna have a lot of folks coming through. So it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Thank you for everybody who was in the chat. Thank you for everybody who woke up this morning and got on this thing. And listen, you can click like and share it with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you want to motivate somebody, there's some motivation in this thing. So we do this thing every morning. It's Joe Dupree Live. A combination is really the Joe Dupree Morning Show. If those who knew me on radio, just 1 hour of power to encourage you to wake up this morning knowing that today can be the day. The day. Today can be the day. I understand yesterday done came and went, but today can be the day. So push yesterday away. Deal with today and keep your eyes on the prize and look forward toward what is there. Guess what? You can be great. Alethea says it. I love it when she says it. Be great in their face and do it on purpose. You're welcome. Family, it is 5 minutes to the top of the hour. I'm getting ready to get up out of here on this Tell the Truth Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow for Work It Out Wednesday. Tell a friend to tell a friend we're back. Officially, we'll be back Monday. I'm just really doing a week of trying to work out all the bugs. But we'll officially be back next Monday. Hashtag Truth Be Told, Wellness Wednesday, community conversations all wrapped up into one. Connect the dots. We're putting it all in 1 hour. 1 hour to wake you up, to get you going, to get your day started off the right way, to let you know that you are loved and that you can do anything you set your mind to. So today, tell yourself, I am a winner, regardless how it looks. I am a winner. Because when you begin to speak what you believe you are, it will begin to manifest. So tell yourself, no matter how it looks, I am a winner and I am winning. It is 4 minutes, 4 minutes to the top of the hour. I'm going to end like I always end, family. I'm going to start pulling up some music and play some music too. I've got to. But I always remember, first, be better today. Be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today that no matter what you do or to whom you do it to, there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. Remember, when you strip away everything, every title, every weight, every situation, you are a human being. Before you were anything, you were a human being. Let us be fella loving human beings to one another. Always remember that there is no secret, absolutely no secret, what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, when the Most High is with you, there's absolutely nothing or no one who could stand against you. Listen, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow. Big ups, and on the behalf of Sister Jax, Alethea Crimmins, Elijah Nixon, yours truly, Joe Dupree. This broadcast is being powered by DUBBY. That is the power drink that keeps us podcasters going. The Essence Music Festival of Culture that is coming to New Orleans next month. I'll be giving more information next week when we're officially back about the Essence Music Festival, and we'll be having interviews with people from Essence on the show. Also, it's being brought to you by Ford. That's what I drive. Go get you one. I'm just saying. Listen, family, it's been real. It's been fun. Y'all have a great day. 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Look, I got to get out of here. Much love to everybody who was in the chat. Jules Walls, to my man, Marcus Allen, attorney extraordinaire. Marcus, I need to call you. I need to talk to you about something. Listen, y'all be blessed. Y'all be good. I'm up out of here. Peace.